derivatives, garbage, Ponzi scam. I appreciate your call. Interesting points. Let's go to Michael in Ohio. Michael, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex, let me just tell you something personally first here. If you ever change your style, I'm going to first stop listening to you, and then I'm going to come down there to Texas and beat your butt. You hear me?
Well, I can't change my style. I'm an out-of-control redneck that wants to be free.
Oh, man, I love it. I love it. We the people rule, and everybody needs to remind themselves of that. Every day when you wake up, remember, we the people rule. Now, Alex, do you have a air raid siren on your soundboard?
You know, we don't have a lot of bells and whistles, but
Okay.
I've always, we can come in with that song that has air raid sirens. We should have air raid sirens because this country's under attack, and the criminals in government that work for the foreign banks are trying to henpeck us right now, government peck us until we roll over to them as their master. I mean, it's like a little snot-nosed chihuahua that's got a big old pit bull that weighs 500 pounds, and the chihuahua has gotten the pit bull to decide to roll over on its back.
I hear you, man. Hey, let me just tell you something. I'm here in Columbus, Ohio, and there's an awakening taking place here. We've got Occupy Wall Street people. We've got Tea Party people that are joining forces to fight these banksters and these corrupt corporate court system.
And that scares the New World Order more than anything.
That's right. And I just want to announce something. That's why I was asking you if you had an air raid siren, because we have a situation here on Friday that we're going to be protesting the federal courthouse in Columbus, Ohio, calling all info forces in Ohio. Be in Columbus at the federal court building. Get on Facebook, Occupy Columbus. Contact us at area code 6.
Hold on. I don't know about giving phone numbers out, but I'm going to come back. You can plug where it's going to be and stuff.
We're on the march. The Empire.
Okay, Michael, there are your air raid sirens. You sound like a great guy. I just have a radio rule that callers, I don't like them giving numbers out because they can give them out wrong. Listeners can get it wrong. I can get it wrong, and then, somebody gets 200 phone calls. But I'm always happy for people to plug websites. The problem is then everybody lines up to call in just to plug stuff, and then it becomes more like a swap meet show or something. I used to be so lenient years ago. People would call in and say, I got a tractor for sale. And I was like, are you kidding? They're like, yeah. I said, this isn't some Saturday morning swap meet show on your local AM channel. This is syndicated radio. But I'm all about hearing about what you're doing there in your town in Ohio. So why are people protesting at the Federal Reserve / so-called federal building?
Well, absolutely, Alex. We're protesting at the federal building, the federal courthouse, for a number of reasons, mainly the Federal Reserve System being federal. And then the second reason is the federal court system, the U.S. Supreme Court, that handed the decision down, Citizens United, which gives unlimited monetary power to the corporations to donate to their political prostitute of their choice.
That's right. They restrict the individual giving money, but even let foreigners basically fence the money through and do that. So briefly, what time and where is it?
That's right. And I just wanted everybody to remember, too, Columbus, Ohio is the city where the United Nations met. The one time only they met out of New York, they met in Columbus, Ohio. So just keep that in mind. It's the city of the beast. We're going to be meeting, Alex, 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon at the federal courthouse in downtown Columbus.
Okay, great. I got to jump, but I appreciate your call. I'm going to go back to calls here in a moment, but the guys came in during the break and they said, you haven't plugged books, videos, T-shirts, bumper stickers all day. Not only is it how we fund our operation and how we put gas in the tank to fight the globalists, but more importantly, it's a key tool fighting the New World Order itself. We've got bumper sticker packages that are at cost. You're ordering them from us in the Fed stickers, Infowars.com stickers, different variety packs where you can buy individually at Infowars.com at cost with a Citizen Rulebook. We're also carrying the new revised, updated, and abridged edition of a book that's been out of print for over a year, The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America by Charlotte Iserby. who was, of course, the head of policy, Department of Education, how they're dumbing the youth down by design. And that dovetails with a new DVD, very well-produced film that is tailor-made for anybody who's homeschooling or anybody who's got children in the government training indoctrination centers. It's called Indoctrination, Public Schools and the Decline of Christianity in America. And even if you're not a Christian, you need to understand they're attacking all basic values and trying to turn your children against you. Very important film, Indoctrination, Public Schools and the Decline of Christianity in America. A family field trip exposes the shocking truth behind your child's public school. Both of those available at Infowars.com. We're also running a 15-day free trial at InfoWarsNews.com or PrisonPlanet.tv. I'll get you there. And at InfoWarsNews.com, you've got all my films. In April, it'll be 9 years of PrisonPlanet.tv material, the higher quality podcast, the video podcast, all the expanded extras, a lot of other films. It's ridiculous what's there. 15-day free trial. Or you can get a yearly membership and get 44% off. We're running that till the end of the month, all at PrisonPlanet.tv. And also, if you're not online, you can always call the office and ask about different combos and specials and deals we're running, like the Everything Special that goes to the end of the month. All of my films, Obama Deception, Fall of the Republic, Endgame, Terror Storm, Martial Law, all 4 of the police state films, Truth Rising, all of them for $99.95. That is 70+% off. And it comes with a citizen rule book and some pre-bumper stickers as well. Again, Infowars.com. Okay, let's move quick to the calls because I got to get to some more of this news. Ed in Pennsylvania, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex, this is the first. I just ran to the dentist and got a filling replaced while I was on hold.
Well, we could just hang up on all the callers and then go back to them later. That might work better, huh?
No, I'm not complaining. I just can't feel my lower lip. I'm not complaining at all.
Well, hey, I think you should complain sometimes. You know, I give the number out and we get a guest on, and I don't hang up on the folks that are there when the guest is on. I see it as a way to, you know, keep you on air to make sure we get to talk to you. But I know the network sometimes says I have the biggest long-distance bill of any host because most people just take calls as they come in. It's like, we have a guest, but the guest is going to hold. Ron Paul is going to hold. We have a caller we've got to go to here. But I guess my problem is, well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just about relocating. I live 40 miles north of Pittsburgh, a little town called Apollo. And remember, that's where Obama said them people, they clutched their Bibles and their guns out there. You know?
Bitter clingers.
Yeah.
He didn't know he was being recorded. They were laughing at Christians and gun owners. Oh, we'll get them. We'll get them. Oh, yes.
Well, I'll tell you, at our local news, there's always people chasing off robbers or shooting people. And
listen, I probably see, we should have a segment every day on the radio or at least on the nightly news where people defend themselves. We know it's 20-something times people frustrate crime for every time a gun gets used in a crime. But, I mean, they're just blasting home invaders everywhere. And the corporate media dinosaur always criticizes it like, should this old man have shot the armed robbers? Police are looking at arresting him. They're always trying to imply it's wrong because they don't want you to understand that only you can protect yourself. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, at least our local news, they back us up pretty good, and our cops are pretty good still around here. And
I know there's a lot of great police out there. I'm talking about what the police chiefs are trying to push, what the feds want the police to be like.
The land's cheap. The people are good out here. I relocated here 20 years ago from Philadelphia. I got a homestead going now, and if any good patriots want to relocate, that's Apollo, PA, 40 miles north of Pittsburgh. They'll notice my Jeep is covered in InfoWars stickers. They can pick me out from the crowd.
So what we need is a gorgeous vixen who loves freedom to come up there and search the town for the InfoWars Jeep. All right, buddy. Good to hear from you. Love you. Love those listeners out there. Okay, let's go ahead and take another call here. Let's go ahead and go to Scott in Arizona. Scott, welcome.
Hey, Alex, thanks for taking my call.
Thank you for calling.
I want to get a few things off my chest here. Number one, I know you get upset sometimes. You're not thinking people are waking up, but you're doing a heck of a job. You're waking up more people than than you can imagine.
Well, let me just be clear. I know we're waking up a lot of people. You are the listeners that spread the word and plug the website, which we may not have very soon, you know, if they're able to clamp down on free speech. I mean, it's really happening. Obamacare happened. The NDAA happened. Homeland Security sticking their hands down people's pants at highway checkpoints happened. It's all happening. My point is that I can't believe it. We aren't waking up quicker because it's so ridiculous how out of control the government's gotten. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, you got to remember, this country wasn't transformed since Obama's been in. It's been going on for decades. So, you know, little things, just little things. One little thing wakes someone up and leads them to where you're at. I mean, you're full of so much information that when you rest that on somebody, they're going, oh my God, you know. But so we got to start them small, which does work. But here's what I wanted to get to. I had a customer in 2009 that had told me she works for the Secret Service here in Arizona, and what she had mentioned to me was generally when they're assigned to one of the candidates, it's usually April or May of the year of the vote, basically. But she said what happened was Obama was assigned Secret Service in 2007, and she said we knew then he was the next president. None of us here liked the man. And the other thing I want to get to is my nephew, who is stationed in San Diego, he says the CEOs keep talking to him about turning their guns on the American citizens, which these guys in the platoons refuse to do so. So my thought, and another thought, I'm sorry I'm spitting this all out. I'm just like you. I got a lot of things on my mind. But what I've noticed is the GOP is definitely afraid of Ron Paul going third party, which means the Ron Paul supporters in this country, we have more power than we know. And this is what they're afraid of. A lot of the Ron Paul supporters that I've talked to said it's either Ron Paul or no vote at all, which means Obama will get it again. So the fact is the GOP needs to come to our side and realize this, that we have... You're right,
but the problem is we've got an article on Infowars.com today, Bain Capital, the Drudge Report's also got a story on it. Bain Capital, its top guy has gone to work for Obama. I mean, look at Huntsman, who worked with Obama. You know, that's the problem. Obama is terrible, but he's a puppet. And Mitt Romney is a puppet. But when Mitt Romney gets in, you watch so many libertarians and conservatives will give into it. Because, oh, he's got an R before his name, and let's face it, not that they're really racist, it's just that, you know, he's a white guy and he looks like a Ken doll, so, you know, he talks like a fatherly person, it must be okay. In fact, we have that Mitt Romney video comparing him to Hitler, because you have to be able to read the German. I'll actually read the subtitle of what Hitler's saying to break it down. But the issue is, will they totally go to sleep once Mitt Romney gets in? And I think he's a ringer. I think it will be Obama if Mitt Romney is the... But again, things don't always go the way they wanted. I talked to high-level Republican operatives who told me, you know, 2-3 years ago, you watch the front runner, they're going to compare him to Reagan, is going to be Rick Perry. And he went to front runner. They compared him to Reagan. He couldn't lose. But people aren't playing the old ball game. They kind of woke up. What, he went to Bilderberg? He supports forced inoculation. He supported Napa Superhighway. You know, he does all this. Well, we don't like him. And so then they woke up to Newt Gingrich being bad. I saw Sarah Palin endorse Newt Gingrich today.